Hi guys, hope you're all well. It's been a while. I thought today I would do something a little bit different, a little bit more personal. Other people have done it before, so I thought I'd tell you my story. As you may be able to see, I am transgender, as I've said in my first video, and I came out when I was 18. Been on testosterone a year and a half. I'm now 23. And here's how it all began. Growing up, I had always felt normal, I suppose, but I had global delay, so mentally I was a few years behind. I was pretty girly. I liked pink, sparkle, I liked Barbie dolls and all the rest of it. Until I'd say, about 8 or 9, I started to like action figures. I liked riding my bike. I liked climbing trees. I lived on a farm for a period of time, so I would go in the barn and playing there and muck around with the cows and all the more tomboyish stuff. I didn't wear makeup. That's one thing I didn't really do, unless I got someone to do it for me. That was the only time I really chose to wear it. Let's see. Yeah, I was never really into skirts. I mean, I did for a short time, but I never really sat well in them. Like what they always tell you, that you can't sit with your legs wide open, splayed out, because obviously you had to cross your legs if you're a woman, and I never really did that, so I used to get told off a lot for that. I never really suited dresses either. I always looked bulky, I'd say. I mean, I wasn't exactly the skinniest bloke out there, but yeah, I just didn't really sit well in dresses. And then around about 11-ish, I started feeling a bit strange. I didn't know what it was. I would see, I was in a mainstream boarding school, not boarding school, primary school, and, we would have separate rooms for boys and girls to change, and I would be in the girls' one, obviously. I mean, before I was in the disabled toilets, because I'm disabled, which is visible. But to the year 6 or 7, they stopped letting us go, and me going there, and I had to use the same changing rooms as the girls. So I'd see them, and they'd talk about the bra sizes they were wearing, and who they liked, and that sort of thing, and it just didn't interest me. It made me feel uncomfortable, and I asked to change rooms if I can go into disabled toilets again, but I was told I was not allowed because I'm a girl, so I had to be in with the girls and all that palaver. It wasn't a fun time, really. I was just coming into my age at that time, because I grew out of my global delay around about 11, 12. So it was an odd time, because I knew there was something wrong, but I just couldn't differentiate between there is something, or am I making it up, or do I just feel this way because it's normal for girls to be subconscious around other girls? Obviously, I'm not a girl, but at the time I was. So I just put it away until about when I was 13. I was in a boarding school for blind and visually impaired, And one day we had a discussion, a key working session, and they were talking about the LGBT community and how it's accepted and how there's stuff in place for it and support and this, that and the other. And we were asked if we wanted to talk at the end, talk with the lady who was doing it, because she was my head carer at the time, because we had a head and a deputy, and then we had house parents, which was like the assistants. So the head was the one that was doing it, and she said, I said to her, can I talk to you at the end? I would like to talk to somebody about something, and it's quite private, and I don't know who to talk to. So I spoke to her and I said, I think I might be gay, but I don't think it's the way that you'd think it is. And she said, she basically disregarded it. Said, I was making it up, or it's just a phase, it would go away on its own, and I was just a young kid, and I was just doing it for attention. But, it's really hurtful when people say that, and it can put you off for life sometimes. You see trans people who live years, decades, not coming out because of what they've been told by other people. And so, I heard it, and I cried. I phoned my mum, and, I said, Mum, I came out to my house parents and said I think I might be gay, but my mum said, you mean a woman and a woman? And I said, no, I think it might be the other way around, a man and a man. And Mum was okay with it, actually. She was pretty good with it. I'm quite lucky to have supporting parents, so supporting family. And my mum was okay with it. She said, okay, we can deal with that. We can see what happens, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. And I left it as that and hid what I felt inside, and for a few years, until I got to about 16, and it just came back. When when you go to do a shopping list, it's not the same, but you go to do a shopping list and you write everything down, and you think that you need to put something else down, but you can't think of what it is, and then you go, a day later, you go back to the shopping list and go, oh, yep, I remember now what I forgot to put down. That's basically what it was. It was like a light bulb moment. And it just came back, and it was like, it wasn't, I don't know how to explain it. It was like dread. It was dread, guilt or something. I can't explain it, but it was there. And I looked on Facebook and looked at groups and found some transgender groups, and asked my queries on there and said, think I might be transgender, but I don't know, because I've hidden it for so long, and I'm disabled as well, so I don't know if that will go into it, because some people disregard the idea of being LGBT if you're in the disability group as well, because they think that you being disabled is what's coinciding with what you think you feel, which is total to me. So so I went on them and I did some research, and it was all systems go, really. I still hadn't told anybody yet outside in my family, because I wasn't ready, because it's a big decision. It's not like whether to make a cake or not. whether to have chocolate or vanilla. Do you know what I mean? So I had to hide it for a bit longer until I was definitely certain that that's what I thought it was. So I think it was near when I was 17. I actually did go and tell somebody. It was a friend of mine who's in a lesbian relationship, and she was very understanding of it, and wanting to engage in conversation and understand it. And I said, don't tell my mum or my sister, because I want to tell them on my own. And that was fine. That was fine until when I was 18, and it was quite funny really, because we were on holiday, and things happen on holiday, don't they? You have a few too many drinks, and they say that when you drink, the truth comes out. And started a conversation. I can't remember what it was, but then I said, I think I might be transgender, and they're like, what? And it's like, oh yeah, well the thing is, so we ended up sitting down and having a lengthy, I think it was 2-3 hour conversation about it. And jokingly we all said, well, that's one hell of a boob job, isn't it? But no, everybody was great with it, really. But we didn't want to rush into everything because it was still early days, and I didn't want to make a decision and then regret it later. I didn't want to be one of those that goes, oh yeah, I'm transgender, start hormones, have surgery, and then 6 months down the line, 3 years down the line, I want to change back, which it's not going to happen, but it does with some people. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but not everybody's wanting to change back. It's not an easy decision, to go from one thing to another and then back again. Not just mentally and socially, but also medically as well. So I left it for a while, and then I went back onto it, and I did some research and some polls, and my mum did some research and everything. We were all getting into it together, and eventually I did change my name about 6 months in, so about when I was 18 and a half. I was still in college then, so I changed my name then, but I couldn't fully change it until the year after. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, that went pretty quickly, and everyone went with the right pronouns and things. I mean, there was a couple that still struggled to get around the concept of using the name, because they'd known me for 2.5 years as my old name. I mean, I'm not disgusted about my old name, because it's who I was, and a lot of people disdain from using their old name because they think it's a death sentence. But to me, it's just, another part of my life that used to be. Still there, it's just not something I use anymore. So yeah, that went, and then I started the social transitioning, taking my old clothes out and giving my sister my makeup and everything. So yeah, I did that, and then it wasn't until when was it? It wasn't until I was about 20 that I actually went to go and see my gender clinic, because it, even though I'd signed up when I was 18 and a half, it took 2.5 years to get an initial appointment. So I went and saw them, and the assessments went pretty quickly, actually. I think there were 3 months in between each appointment. I had 3, 2 with a therapist and 1 with an endocrinologist, and got the okay for testosterone. Then it took 2 years a bit to actually find a doctor who would actually prescribe the testosterone, because they claim testosterone is an illegal drug for those who are assigned female birth. So if you were a man who had ED, you could have it, but if you're a woman who wants to transition to a man, it would be classed as a legal drug, so it would have to be looked into and studied and all the rest of it, and have someone who goes, yep, I'm willing to prescribe it to you, but you need to understand the side effects, and if anything goes wrong, it's not just on my shoulders, it's yours as well, because you signed a declaration to say yes, you can take it, and you understand what would happen and what could happen and all the rest of the jargon that goes with it. So it took a long time to actually get on tea. Now 23, 24 in April, and I've been tea about a year and a half. Excuse me. My tea levels are low though, so I may not look much different, and although my voice has changed, a lot of aspects haven't yet. Before I started testosterone, my level was at 1, and then when I went on testosterone, it went up to about 14 or 15, which is normal for a man, and then it went down to 7. So I'm waiting to get another blood test done again to check, see if it's gone up or gone down. I was meant to be on the Libido, oh good god, I think it was like 6 months ago or something like that. It's a long while ago. Obviously due to the virus and everything's on hold, and letters are being held up in the post office, and some of it's not being sent out, and so I need to get that sorted. When did that? I told my rest of my family from then, really, bit by bit. My grandparents, my aunties and things, it took longer for them, but they're getting it. My nan and granddad are doing quite well, actually. Calling me Leon and him, and if they say the wrong pronoun or name, they'll correct it themselves rather than having the prompt, which is nice, because I'm not one to be pushy, I'm one of those that would let it fly rather than be aggressive about it, because being angry and aggressive doesn't really get you anywhere. I went through all that when I was going through my first period, so puberty and everything, so I didn't really want to be like that on this one. I mean, I have my moody days, so who doesn't? So it's been pretty good, really. I've had my discussion for top surgery, I think it was back in September or November, one of them. So I picked out who I want to go with for that, and I can't remember his name now. It's the one in Devon. But I was told he was good with those who are slightly over the weight limit. I am losing weight though. I've lost nearly 2 stone already. Switched mostly to 80% gluten-free and 20% lactose-free, which has helped, not just because of wanting to lose weight, but medically as well, because I have irritable bowels, so it's a bit TMI, but but it's going pretty well. It's been a long journey, so that's been 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18. It took me 2 took me 7 years to come out to everybody, and then took me 9 years to go into testosterone. Been a long journey really. Bottom surgery, not really fussed about. It's one big taboo really, because a lot of people seem to question why I don't want bottom surgery. My dysphoria doesn't really go down there, you know, and what's in my pants is nobody's business really, is it? It's, you know, between me and whoever, so yeah, so, you know, down in that aspect, it's don't really need to change that right now. Top surgery and testosterone is really my main hurdles right now. So yeah, being disabled and in the LGBT community is quite tough. I mean, obviously being, you know, the cisgender community is quite tough for everybody, but being transgender and disabled, it sort of puts an extra spin on it really. I'm just like anybody else, but I have the added aspect of the extra stuff that I have to go through and all the extra checks and everything, so mentally I'm alright, apart from depression and anxiety, but I think that's what most people have, especially with this bloody virus going around. But yeah, no, it's going pretty well actually. Anyway, I'm sorry this video is really long, but I just thought I'd, you know, have a go at it, and since, you know, I haven't been doing as many videos as I said I would, or thought I was going to, I thought I'd start doing them more often, really. So yeah, on the side note, my cards are doing pretty well. The proceeds that I get from it only goes to more materials, so it is just a hobby, you know, but it's something I do in my own time, and it helps me get through the days of being stuck indoors. But no, I just have my college classes online and all the rest of it as well, so hey ho, that's how life goes. And currently with someone at the minute, but not officially yet, because we haven't actually been able to meet because of the lockdown, but we've done pretty well really, and I'm quite happy to, you know, be in this contentness, so to say. I mean, I know there's still a long road to go, and there's still a lot of hurdles to jump and a lot of things to look into. Recently I've been having a lot of thoughts of family, because initially I wanted to adopt all my life, and now I'm sort of on the fence, because, you know. Anyway, that could be another video another time, and I hope it didn't bore you. I am trying to still find better ways to update my videos, and trying to find the best software to use to make my videos a bit more creative and more pleasing to the eye, shall we say. Because at the minute all you see is me taking the video, and a lot of videos these days have, you know, thumbnails or pictures on the photo, you know, on the beginning of the video, in the end, you know what I mean, and sound effects and everything. So, but I'm not a I'm not a techie guy, so I'm still learning that. anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful week. I hope I didn't bore you very much, and please, you know, hit the, what's it called? The bell at the side of the video if you want to see more of my videos. If not, then I won't force you. Because I know it can be quite annoying when a lot of YouTubers say, you know, oh, hit my bell and comment and do this and that every video. So I won't do it every video because that would just get a bit tedious, and I don't think everybody would like that. So yeah. Anyway, have a good evening and nice to see you all. Stay well, stay safe, and love to see you around. Bye.